like what's wrong with me, because everyone else around me has been in multiple relationships. I just wait for people to do the things that I want them to do for me instead of actively doing or asking for what I want. Okay, lighting is more or less okay. We are mic'd up. I have my refreshment. So let's do it. I want to keep it again fun, lighthearted. I don't want to go too deep. Maybe by the end of the video, I'll go deep once everyone has clicked off. But now I want to keep it fun. I feel like doing something, I don't know, enjoyable for once, because this week has been a bit rough, and that's fine. That's life. We're not complaining. So yeah, let's keep it fun. I'm trying this passion fruit juice stuff, but I don't know if I like it. But yeah, for today's video, I think I want to touch on the things that I might be doing wrong, or the things that are a bit off with me when it comes to relationships. Because I've been talking about how when I go on dates, what I don't like about the other guy or about the whole experience. Why is it that I don't vibe with some people? And I always say the same. It's really, really easy to put the blame on other people and make yourself look like you're the shit, like you're the best. And I agree with that. I think I'm quite alright. But of course I also have my flaws. Like nobody's perfect. So let's keep it real, and let's talk about these imperfections that I might have. Because I've been on 2 dates in 2-3 weeks, which is quite a lot for me, because I've been out of the dating scene for a really, really long time. And now I'm back. It doesn't feel that good yet, but I know that I need some practice. But hopefully it will feel good soon. Please. I know that I'm a people pleaser, and when it comes to dates, I can definitely feel this, because I feel like the other person can talk about whatever the hell they want, and I'll be interested. I want to listen, even if I don't agree fully. I first want to listen what they have to say, and maybe then I'll say my opinion. But I catch myself more often than not agreeing with stuff that I don't fully agree, or laughing about things that are not that funny just to keep the other person happy, which is so fucked up, so messed up. I feel like if it's something that I feel really strongly about, then I will set my boundaries. I will say, okay, let's not discuss this, or this is not funny. But if it's something that is not that serious, I will just go along with that. And I don't like that about myself. Like, I like it in the sense that if you're on a date, you don't know the other person, you don't know what he likes, where you're gonna find this common ground. So then, yeah, maybe don't be really serious. And if the other person says something that you don't like, it's okay if you don't agree, but just don't make it that obvious. But I feel like I take that to the extreme, and I don't like that about myself. Like, I don't know if it's okay to be a people pleaser. I don't think so, but I'm aware that's the first step. And I feel like I need to change that, because maybe in the beginning it's really nice, and I give the false impression that we click. But if I keep meeting this person, then eventually I will have to be honest. And if I pretend that he's really, really funny all the time, and he's not, on the long run, this is not gonna benefit any of us. So I need to stop doing that, because I don't like it. Another thing that I do, and please clock me in the comments if it's something that not everyone does, but I put a lot of effort in the physical appearance. And of course, it's obvious that if you go on a date, that there has to be some attraction, like physical attraction. But I feel like I'm too much in my head thinking about how the other person is perceiving me. And I'll put examples. This is a bit uh, embarrassing, but it's okay. This is my little community. I hope you can. I don't know. Don't make fun of me too much. But I feel like even when let's say I'm in a coffee place with my date, I will overthink about the way I'm eating, about the way I'm drinking, about the way I'm sitting, about the way I'm looking at the other person, which I know that to some extent that's okay and everyone does it, but I feel like I take it to the next level and I'm analyzing absolutely every move about myself, which is a bit messed up because I should be focusing, of course, on me, but also on the other person because I feel like I'm putting a lot of effort or I'm putting most of my attention on how the other person will perceive me instead of how I'm perceiving the other person, which should be equal. Like the other person is checking like how I am, how I behave, I guess, how I look and everything, but I also should do that to the other person in a nice way, not judging, just focusing on the things that he is doing. But I feel like I'm too self-absorbed in myself, if that makes sense, and I'm really conscious, like I'm too conscious about what I'm doing, what I'm saying, how am I saying it. Maybe it just comes with being shy and the people pleaser in me. Again, maybe I want to be liked so much, sometimes, not every time, but sometimes, and this is not letting the date go smoothly in a way because I'm too much in my head. Is this making any sense? Hopefully yes. In my head it makes a lot of sense. I don't know when I speak it out to existence. I also feel like on the first dates I'm keeping it really how to put it. Of course, on the first date you're really mindful about the image that you want the other person to perceive, but I feel like I take that again to another level because I'm keeping it really casual. Like I don't go into certain topics, I don't overshare about myself that much, and I keep it really simple, I keep it really bland, and I feel like that comes across as boring in a way, but it's just that I'm not that comfortable when I just met someone. Usually I need some time to see if we vibe with each other, and then once I know the other person a little bit and once he knows me a little bit more, then I will be more open, I will be more myself in a way. But at the beginning it's really difficult for me to, I don't know, to be myself, I guess, and that's fine, and I feel like everyone does this. But on the date I went 2 days ago, today is Sunday, I went on a date on Friday, I feel like he was putting a lot of things on the table in the first hour, and I thought that was really cool because you don't need to be afraid to be yourself or to talk about certain topics, because if you are taking this dating seriously, at some point you're going to talk about serious stuff and things that you care, so why not putting it all on the table on the first date? Because I don't think I'm someone that needs to hide stuff. I feel like I'm quite open once you get to know me, so why not be more open from the beginning? I keep it really casual, and maybe it's because again I'm too much in my head and I want to be liked by the other person and I want the other person to like me, but if I'm not myself, he's starting to like a version of me that is not myself, at least not fully. So maybe I need to change, maybe not, I definitely need to change that when I go on future dates. I need to be more myself because there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like I'm a bit scared of that because sometimes when I get close with someone, then I get comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Another thing that I do and I really don't like about myself when I go on first dates is that I don't dare to propose any exciting plans. Usually I just say, let's go for a walk, or let's go to this coffee place, or let's go for dinner, lunch, like the usual date ideas. But I would love to be a little bit more exciting in that sense. I would like to be more interesting, and maybe I should propose new stuff, which is a bit scary because if you don't like the other person, you still don't know if you're gonna like the other person. So maybe putting yourselves in a situation where you need to spend, let's say, a couple of hours, you need to do an activity where you need some compenetration. I don't know. I'm thinking, for example, like a boat ride, like a couple of hours. What if you don't like each other that much? Then you're stuck there for 2 hours at least. It's not that nice. Or I love karaoke, for example. I would love to do that with a date, but maybe for a first date, it's way too much because I shout like nobody needs to hear that on the first date. But I would like to be more fun, more interesting when it comes to date ideas because I keep it really simple, and I don't like that. And I guess there's a lot of things that I'm doing wrong. Also, when people ask about myself, again, I keep it really superficial, really simple, because I don't know how they are gonna respond to some of the things I might say. It's not like I have deep secrets that nobody needs to know. But maybe the whole thing about this video is just be more open, be more just yourself, and don't be afraid to do that because there's nothing wrong with the way I am. Now, if we're going a little bit more deep, I feel like on first dates, I'm also a bit scared to go to maybe when we talk about politics or history, culture, all these things that I'm not that well versed in, it gets a bit scary because I don't want to show that I don't think I'm stupid, but I know that I'm not the smartest when it comes to these topics. And I read the news and I'm learning my countries and the capitals and all of that. And I try to be up to date with what's happening, but sometimes I just don't do it. I'll be honest. If I'm really busy with other stuff, I will prioritize like work, going to the gym, meeting friends, than reading the news. And I know that people read the news every day religiously, but sometimes I don't do it. So when it comes to dates, if people want to talk about certain topics that I don't feel that comfortable, I feel like they are gonna think that I'm dumb. Depends on the topic. Again, I don't think I'm dumb, but when it comes to certain things, maybe I cannot talk that much about a certain topic. But it can happen the other way as well, that I propose a topic and the person doesn't know that much about it. At least for me, I don't think that will be a turn off. Even, I don't know, it has to be a really important thing for me that the other person doesn't want to talk about or has no opinion for me to say like, okay, I don't like you at all. I feel like we are quite, I don't know, on first dates, I don't know, that's a difficult one. But one fear of mine is to look or sound stupid, but I don't think I am. So I guess that's it about the dating situation, because I I've been on 2 dates on the last couple of weeks and it's not going great. With the first one, I made a whole video about it. It was alright, but I don't think we clicked, and neither of us text each other after the date. And with the date that took place 2 days ago, I feel like we clicked a little bit more. But again, after the date, we said goodbye and stuff, but neither of us texted the other person. And I'll keep it real. I am a bit sad, but I'm also the one not making the effort, because what I said at the beginning, it's really easy to complain about what other people are doing. Like, oh, he's not texting me, this means that he's not interested. But I can do the same. Like I can text the other person. I don't need to be just waiting for other people to act the way I think they should, if that makes sense. Because I don't know, it's a bit messed up because it's not like I'm dying to go on a second date with this guy, but I think it would be nice. But if it would be nice, why am I not making the effort? Does this mean that I'm not that interested on the first place? Do I want to keep meeting other guys, or am I just doing it because it's something that I have to, because everyone says that you need to put yourself out there in order to meet people? Like, I would love to meet interesting people, but you don't know if the person is going to be interesting before you meet them, because of course on Tinder, on the apps, it can be really disappointing because someone seems really funny, the most interesting person in the world, and then when you meet face to face, he's boring as it happened before. So it's really difficult for me to assess if someone is going to be a good time or not. But again, I'm putting the blame on the other person. Like, it's also my job to make the fun date, to make the date fun and exciting. It's not just on the other person's side. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I should text the other guy, but also on the same breath, if I'm not that excited, like my motto in life, or at least it was, I don't know if I'm preaching it, I don't know if I'm using it so much lately, but my motto used to be, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. And in this case, with this date that I went on 2 days ago, it's a maybe. Like, I wouldn't mind going on a second date, but it's not like I'm dying to do it. So if I'm not dying to do it, if it's not a hell yes, why would I go on a second date? But I've seen some videos online that people were saying that first dates are usually quite disappointing because you go there with a lot of expectations, and then expectations doesn't meet reality. But then on the second, on the third date, once you are a little bit more comfortable, you get to know the person a little bit better, then it can surprise you positively. But yeah, maybe that's about it. I don't want to make it too long. But yeah, it's interesting to do this exercise. Like, what am I doing wrong when it comes to dates? Also, it's this is for the future. It's not on the dating scene. But if I'm dating someone, at some point I want this relationship to get like serious, and at some point I would like to live with that person, I guess. And this is a bit of a scary thought because there's a lot of things that I do on my day-to-day life that I really like, and I don't know if another person would enjoy. Like, for example, I eat the same food every day. Like, I eat the same food Monday to Wednesday, same breakfast, same lunch, kind of. I eat at the cafeteria, same afternoon snack, and same dinner. Then on the weekends, the lunch is different, but breakfast, afternoon snack, and dinner is the same. I cook the same thing because I like it. It has a lot of protein, it's easy to make, and it just works for me right now. But I feel like if I'm living with someone else, or if I get into a serious relationship, then this whole cooking routine will change quite a lot, which is not a big deal, but those are things that I think about every now and then, because at some point I would like to be with someone. I don't know. It's I always it is a bit sad, to be completely honest, because now that I've been talking about relationships, about this stuff for a year on YouTube, some comments make me think that I need to find this, like, this fulfillment, this, how to put it, this missing piece. I need to find it in myself. I don't need to find it in someone else. But when I see people online or in real life they are struggling, then they meet someone, then it looks like everything is better all of the sudden. Maybe for some people it is like that, and I don't know how it would be for me, but it kind of sucks that I don't even have the chance, because if we're getting really real about it, like I'm 31 years old, I never lived with someone, and I had one serious relationship. So sometimes you think about these questions that I don't even want to say it out loud, but you start thinking like, what's wrong with me? Because everyone else around me has been in multiple relationships. Even in a year, they're having like 2 or 3 serious relationships. But then what's wrong with me that I live 31 years and I just been into one serious relationship? And even that serious relationship, at that time for me it was really special, but in retrospective maybe it was not that special for the other person, or even for myself. So there is a lot, and you see a lot of like messed up people, like evil people with a partner, and you're like, what the how is that person that is objectively horrible, how did that person find someone who loves them? And I'm here thinking that I'm not gonna say I'm great, I'm far from perfect, but I'm okay-ish, I want to think, at least single as fuck. I really don't know what's the issue. And sometimes when I talk about these topics with friends, with people, they are like, oh, it's surprising that you're single because you're really handsome, you have a good personality, you have this, you have that. And I'm like, yes, thank you, but there must be something else, right? And I feel like before I was quite confident, and now I'm losing it a little bit. I don't know why, but before I was confident. I was the whole package, maybe, I think, and now I'm going through it a little bit, so I'm not the whole package, but I'm still a big deal. But maybe that's the issue, that I'm waiting for people to come to me instead of myself doing the effort. I feel like I've done this my whole life. I just wait for people to do the things that I want them to do for me, instead of actively doing or asking for what I want or what I need, in a way. So this is related with friends, with work, with family, with everything, but of course also relationships. So maybe I need to be more upfront about the things that I want. I need to be more myself when it comes to meeting person, and I need to not be afraid of just showing different sides of me. So yeah, it feels like therapy, this kind of videos, because I get to conclusions that I didn't know I needed to go. And I was getting a bit emotional, which is a bit sad because it's the stupidest topic, like relationships. But relationships are important for everyone, and I didn't know that I wanted it so much, but I think I really want someone. But that's the other thing. When I say this kind of stuff online, people are like, no, you're gonna find someone when you least expect it. I'm like, no shit, but then what am I supposed to do? Just waiting? But then no, if you're just waiting, it's not gonna come just that easy. It's not gonna be like snapping your finger, someone is gonna come in front of you. Like, I guess there's no right way to work in these relationship situations, but it's just mind-blowing that for some people it's so easy and for others not so much. And usually I'm not that sad when it comes. I started the video saying that I wanted to keep it fun and enjoyable, and now I'm not doing that, but it is what it is. So yeah, maybe I need to do the, what is it, the introspective work, the working on myself, and then I will meet someone else. But if I need to do a lot of working on myself in order to meet another person, I don't think I will ever meet another person because there's always things to improve for yourself. And I feel like I'm a really good deal, if I'm honest. Like I'm pretty, I think I have a good job. I feel like I have a lot of things, a lot of people are lacking. And some people have told me that maybe that's a bit intimidating for other people, but I don't think that's the case. Like maybe for some people it can be intimidating, but I don't think that's the case for absolutely everyone. But we're going back to the same thing. Like it's intimidating for other people because I'm waiting for the other people to make a move on me. But I can make a move. I should make a move because I would love if people would do that to me. So why not starting myself to do that? So, oh, okay. I guess that's it. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Let me know in the comments what you think. I know that this was a little bit of a mess, but yeah, if you watch until the end, thank you very much, and talk soon.